What's going on, people? This is Priscilla. How y'all doing? With Priscilla's greenhouse. Hope everyone is having a really wonderful day today. I'm trying to still get this thing to work, and it's going to work this time. Hello, hello, hello. And where are my forever advance yourself people? You all know how we do this thing? We take it from level to level to level to level. Great to see you all today. I started on this video trying to get it to work earlier, and for some reason it would not cooperate with me. I am transplanting corn plants today. Here's my little setup here. I hope you all can see everything. You're not gonna be able to see too much with me standing up. It's already cutting my head off, and I'm working back here, but let me show you. I'm sorry, I can stay just like that because my corn plants are down low anyway. I have corn plants down really low, and what I want to show you is that some of them had started to get like root bound, and I had them in this tray right here. Same thing has happened to my okra plants. They grew and they died. They grew up so nicely and then it just fell over. They got leggy and they died on me. But here's another plant. It looks really nice, and I think it's a squash plant. I need to take it out. Cucumber, squash, and cauliflower and okra. That's a nice big plant, but for some reason apparently it's dried out or there's something going on with it. But I have spinach, beefsteak tomatoes, got basil growing here, corn, jalapeno peppers, sweet peppers. All those things are growing here in this tray right here, and this is why I need to transplant some of them right now. I need to get them transplanted. And there's also thyme and celery and oregano, but they have not started to come through yet. And what I'm going to do right now, I'm just going to water these plants just a little bit. Need some water, really. Water them good. They need a lot of water, believe me. I'm going to water them from the bottom later on today. But here's the corn plants that I've transplanted right here. These are corn plants, and I don't want to lift them over the area that I'm working on because I don't have anything laid out to catch the soil. Be right back. It's kind of hot in here. Be right back. You know how sometimes you can get really busy, and I didn't get a chance to set up my my ring light, so it's a little dim in here, but hopefully it's not going in and out like it usually does. So I have to transplant some tomato plants here. Well, I'm going to transplant tomato plants also. But right now I have corn plants here. And I'm going to water them now too because I just put them in this container. And I'm just going to use water from this bottle here. Just water them because it was really kind of dried out. The roots just looked like they was really drying out to me. We made it this far, and I'm just trying to take care of them so I can put them out in the greenhouse area, either out in the ground, mainly in the ground. That's what I'm hoping for, if this weather get right. Put them in the ground. I'm always telling people, hopefully you got you a garden started, you planting you some seeds, what have you. This is sweet corn. This is a variety. This sweet corn, all of this sweet corn. And I want to find a container to place the corn in. All of my silver containers are taken up, and my domes are taken up also, but sometimes you just have to improvise. Here's a pan here, and what I can do, I'm just going to set a couple of them off in here for now. Okay, and place them in this windowsill right here so some sunshine can get to them. And I just transplanted them from the little tight trays. had like 4 seeds in one cell, and the roots were so long, it was about 6, 7, 8 inches long, and had started to grow down through the plastic cell. So it's definitely time for me to move these plants around. And I'm looking for another something to place them in with. I don't want them to have holes in them. Just to sit something down. Let's see here what I have under here. Right here. That's why I say it's very. This tray has some holes in it. Push comes to shove, what you have to do. I'm just going to use this container right here. It's waterproof for now. I'm just going to set my plants right here. And that way, I'm just going to set the corn plants out in some sunshine or back underneath this grow light here. And I think that's what I'm going to do. Because right now, these plants are really, every one of these plants trying to get some sunlight. They're going to get leggy if I don't get them close enough to the light. So with this corn, I don't know what's going to happen with the corn. The corn like a lot of sunshine, I do believe. So I'm going to let it get some light in this here grow house area for a minute. But right now I'm just going to rest it right here. And I'm going to put the other plants. They definitely need sun. There's one more plant here. And I think it's a big squash plant that's struggling. And it probably needs to be transplanted into another container, which I'm going to do that right now. I believe that's the whole problem with this plant. It's probably root bound, okay? And my setup is a little different, and I'm turning around because usually I'm facing the camera, but my soil is here, and like I said, I'm doing something, and I don't want the area to get messed up. So let me just take. I'm taking that squash plant out of here. Got it. I'm going to place it in here. I'm going to place it right there. Break it up some so the roots can start to spread and this plant can get an opportunity to grow some. I don't know what's going on with it. It's a possibility it really came through the soil. Maybe I had planted it pretty deep. It's a nice sized plant, so what kind of plant this is, but I think it's a squash plant. I'm just going to water it. Let's see what's going to happen to it. Sometimes plants will spring back. They will bounce back. How you all doing today? Hello, hello, hello. Good to see you. Good to see you. I don't want to pack it too tight. I just want to give it some water. Set this plant in here. Let it drain some. Set it on this top shelf here. Give it some light. Give it some light. Some sunlight also. Close to the edge here. Stick this thermometer back in here with the rest of the plants. Slide them back in. I'm going to put all these plants back in there, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to water these plants from the bottom. I'm going to water all of them from the bottom. Okay? I water them from the bottom while they're up in here. That's how I'm going to do it today. Take this bottle right here, fill it up with water. No, I'm not. I get my gallon jug of water. I'm going to fill it up in the tray and let these plants pour some water in, because they're kind of dry. They really look kind of dry to me. And I need to rectify that problem right now. Let me see how deep that is. All of them get plenty of water now. Good. Take care. And see, that's why I like to water my plants from the bottom. That's all you have to do is water them from the bottom and leave them alone. They'll draw all the water up. They'll suck all the water up. in the root system. So it's one less thing you don't have to do. So what I'm doing here, I'm looking at some loofah. I planted some loofah plant seeds. Plant some loofah. They're looking good. These are loofah plants, and you know that you can make sponges out of these plants. So I just have them sitting here on a south-facing window, getting some sunlight, and keeping the soil damp. Why it's not pumping? It's a new spray bottle. See what happened to these cheap bottles sometimes? They stop pumping water. There you go. I don't know what was wrong with it. But anyway, I'll put a little water in here. Keep it damp. Cover my soil back up. Just a minute. Okay. It's just important that you put something in the ground. Put a seed in the ground, plant you something, and you will have some vegetable plants real soon that you can put in the ground. Let me show you something. I have some Boston pickle and cucumbers here. There's an okra plant that's kind of leggy. It needs to be in the ground, really. And this are some poinsettia cucumbers. Poinsettia cucumber and Boston. It's a Boston pickle and cucumber there. It's ready to go in the ground. And the poinsettia cucumber right here. They got the true leaves on them. They're ready to go in the ground. And it's going to frost up tomorrow here in Arkansas. Frost is going to be in the forecast tomorrow for Arkansas, and I'm in grow zone 7B. And that's why I have to wait. And we can't really depend on these last frost dates. So I'm going to tell you something about these last frost dates. Sometimes frost still comes. And what I've been thinking about, how I'm going to protect my plants right now when I get ready to put them in the ground. Last frost dates or whatever it's saying. You still better know. Hold on for a minute. If it's the last frost date or not. Because you can kill all your plants like that. You can lose all your plants like that for sure. So, let's check out the last frost dates and make sure that you know your last frost date for your grow zone, and still have you some type of coverings and plastics or cardboard, old sheets or blankets that you can pull out at a drop of a dime if the weather changed. Because once it changed, and if you don't catch it in time, you got tomatoes out, you have baby squash plants out, peas plants, or what have you, and that frost comes through, all of that hard work is going to be gone down the drain. And what I mean about that, you all know once you plant a seed, sometimes it takes 14 days for that seed to start germinating, growing. That's 2 weeks of your time. 2 weeks now. Almost a whole month getting ready to go down the drain. And then if you mess around and put it outside within a month or two now, and a heavy frost come through, or a light frost, you're going to lose your corn plant, and I know you're going to lose tomato plants. Have a system set up where if the temperature, even if they saying the nighttime temperature is going to be like 37 degrees, I don't take chances on 37 degree weather, because it can easily drop down to freezing. Depending on what type of plants I have in the ground, it can easily drop down to freezing. And if you ask me, once a plant, oh, and this is looking so good. This is a carlet plant. This is a carlet plant, been growing ever since February the 4th. You see this carlet plant? It's been growing ever since February the 4th. They got a number of leaves on it. It's ready for the ground. April the 4th will be 2 months. That's too much time to put into a plant. To put it in the ground, let the frost get on it and kill it. But collards and turnip greens, mustard greens, kale, They're frost tolerant plants, true enough, but I don't want to take a gamble and do no experiments on my plants because they're at a point now where they can really survive and they can produce fruits and vegetables for you all summer and spring long. And when you get to that particular point, people, be real mindful about what's going on with your plants. Because right here in this little incubator plate, in this here, I don't know if you can see it, but right in here, I have nothing but tomato plants growing. I have Golden Jubilee tomatoes. That's heirloom. Planted them on March the 23rd. See what I'm talking about? It's been growing like what, 8 days? 8 days of me watering them, looking for them to start popping through the soil so they won't get leggy, giving them some light, giving them some heating pad. They got a heating mat underneath them and everything. And this thing been doing a perfect job for me all winter. And I'll do it year after year because I know how it works with the aluminum foil around it. It works perfectly for me. And I didn't have to spend a whole lot of money on the expensive grow lights for $150 and all that. I didn't have to do that. I don't want to have to do that. These grow lights and fluorescent light bulbs, whatever you call it, the Kelvins and everything added up to be real close to what I needed. And I just watched them and kept heat on them. And they're doing perfectly. And I have some out there in the greenhouse right now that got blooms on them. With squash, got squash on them already. Yes, squash plants have squash on them already. And all these plants here, Golden Jubilee tomato, that's an heirloom. And I have some tomato seeds that got mixed up. Just like these tomato seeds right here. They're all mixed up because they got mixed up accidentally. And I just call them variety, different varieties. So whatever grows, grow. But whatever grows is going to be eaten anyway. So I put my tomato seeds right there because I'm going to plant some more. But I have the different varieties of them. There's over 100 some plants right there. Because there's 2 seeds to a cell. And there's 5 cells to a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times 8. That's 40. Times 2 is 80. And some of the cells I put like 3 or 4 in there. So we're looking at 100 plants right here of different variety of tomatoes. And I have large red cherry tomatoes. I have the Aunt Ruby German tomatoes. I ordered these seeds online. And I have the Marglobe and the Ace 55 and different varieties growing here. So let me close it back up. I want to keep the heat in there. Like I said, there's a heat mat underneath it. Tomatoes are really picky. They like a lot of warmth and a lot of heat, if you ask me. Corn is the same way. I've been struggling with growing corn all winter in this house. And I just transplanted 4 corn plants. Corn is really, really funny when you're trying to grow it inside. That's what I experienced. And they look like they just want to fall over and die. But I have one corn plant that somehow I made a video and I told you all that I had accidentally broke that plant. That plant is doing fantastic out in the greenhouse. It's growing bigger and wider leaves, and I put a piece of tape around it. Because it was leaning over, and I taped it up, and I put a piece of napkin around it. And I'm just trying to see what's going to happen in that area. I don't want to cut it loose and then it fall over still. But people, I just got through transplanting like 4 corn plants and a squash plant. And hopefully all of them will bounce back because they kind of looking kind of droopy. They kind of look like kind of droop down. You know that droop down look? They just kind of droop down. But they got a nice root system on them, and you know, I watered them really good. Let's just see what's going to happen. You just have to see what's going to happen sometimes. Don't know what's going to happen, right? They may live, they may die. But one thing about them, you know, you got them in some soil. And the root systems can spread. Give them a little sunshine every day. You may see something happen. That's all I'm saying. Right now I'm looking at, what is this? A jalapeno pepper struggling trying to grow. There's 2 of them. 2 little jalapeno pepper plants popping up out from there trying to grow. And I'm going to help it the best way I can. I'm going to help them to grow up out of here the best way. And of course the zinnia plants, the zinnias, y'all remember the zinnia plant that I planted on, the 27th of February? Yep. And that's the zinnium plants. They're looking real good. They're ready for the ground. They're ready for the ground. Everything in here just about ready to go in the ground. And the ones in the greenhouse are definitely ready to go in the ground. But we're going to get a frost that's going to come through here, Arkansas area, tonight or Friday night. It's going to be a light frost, they said, but I'm going to treat it like it's going to be a heavy frost. Anytime they say it's going to be a light frost, I prepare my plants for a heavy frost because of what kind of work I put in these plants already. And I don't want to be standing back like I was on last year looking at my angel trumpet plants froze up and dead. But some of them bounced back from their root system. Some of them did come back up in the greenhouse. I didn't lose all of them, but I had dug up a whole lot of elephant ear bulbs and canna lily derby bulbs. And I had a whole bunch of them, and I think about them right now. They froze. They actually froze up inside of the shed. And most of them never ever came back. Maybe about 3 or 4 of them, and I'm thinking I lost over 60 or 70 bulbs at that time. And that was really stinking right there. I hated that. But I have some more growing out there this year. So keep on planting, keep on harvesting. You're going to lose some plants. You're going to lose some trees. You're going to lose some real good plants that you really love and you was eating off of them. Sometime a disease or something can get on them and they can kill that tree. And you'll be like, my goodness, you know. All that work and all that time. But don't give up. Plant another one. Try to get another one. But it seems like everybody charging an arm and a leg for fruit trees. And if you listen to this video and you run across some fruit trees, any kind of fruit tree. I'm in Arkansas. I'm looking for little fruit trees and I'll pay you for a fruit tree. You may have some and you may be able to ship it for a decent price. I'm just telling you, people charging a lot of money for pear trees, lemon trees, lime trees. It's outrageous. And I'm just trying to track me some trees down to plant. If you run across some information that I can utilize or some plants and vegetables and seeds that you may want to send me some seeds or something, let me know. But where am I forever advancing yourself, people? You all know how we do this thing. We do take it from level to level to level to level. It's good to see you all. I apologize for my lighting today because I didn't put my ring light up. It's just too much of a hassle to kind of put it up sometime, to be honest with you. And I just want to get the word out. All right, people. Y'all have a really wonderful day. Put you some seeds in the ground.